Good morning, students. In this class, we start numerical problems in nuclei. One concept about solving these problems. One thing is Q value. Some problems are asked on Q value. So, what is Q value of a nuclear reaction? First, we have to learn about that. So, as we know, by alpha or gamma decays, as we know, a nuclei of atomic number A and Z is decayed or by alpha decay or either by alpha decay or by beta decay. It changes to another nuclei of A dash and Z dash depending on or alpha or beta decays. Usually in problems you have to remember that beta means beta minus decay only. If they mention beta decay means you have to consider it is beta minus decay. If it is a beta plus decay, they will particularly mention in the question itself. Okay. So you have to remember like that. Beta decay means it was only beta minus you have to consider. Okay. Now when alpha or beta particle are disintegration, decay of alpha and beta particles, this nuclei changes to another nuclei so that energy is released. What we can write like this. Suppose if it is alpha, if it is alpha decay, we can write like this. Okay. If it is beta decay, plus energy. Okay, when energy is released like this, so this energy, that means the disintegrated energy is called Q value of this equation. Okay, the amount of energy released in a nuclear reaction is called Q value of that reaction. You have to remember this one. So whenever in problems you come across the term Q value means it is simply the energy released in a nuclear reaction by beta decay or by alpha decay. You have to remember this. So now we can replace this E's by Q's. Okay, this Q. Okay, the Q value of a nuclear reaction means the energy released in a nuclear reaction when due to the decay of alpha or beta particle, the energy released is called Q value or disintegrated energy. Okay. Now, some problems are asked on this basis. Suppose okay, some problems are asked like this. So, when a nucleus X Az, atomic number A and mass number A and atomic number Z is disintegrated by alpha decay or beta decay. Suppose assume that it changes to another nuclei A dash and Z dash, whatever it is. So an alpha particle or a beta particle is emitted. Okay. Now if the problem is if they mention the velocity of this alpha particle, okay, if they mention the velocity of this alpha particle, you have to find the recoil velocity of this particular one. Actually what we say is this is parent nuclei and this is daughter nuclei. Okay. Now what happens is when this is at rest, initially this parent nucleus is rests. Now from this an alpha particle is emitted so that this remaining mass or remaining nuclei will recoil because initially the momentum of the system is 0. So after the emission also the momentum of the total momentum of the system has to become 0 by the law of conservation of momentum. Okay, just like when a bullet is fired from a gun, the gun will recoil. That means that is the recoil velocity of gun. Similarly here also, when alpha particle forward in this direction, then the daughter nuclei recoil like this. So in that case, you have to apply the law of conservation of momentum. So simple one, initial momentum, that means before the emission, total momentum before emission is equal to total momentum after emission. This is the principle. So before emission, total momentum is 0. So after momentum, we have to calculate. So that is mass of this daughter nuclei and velocity of daughter nuclei. Suppose if alpha particle or anything is released, emitted through a velocity v, and m is the mass of the alpha particle or beta particle, whatever it is, alpha or beta, whatever it is. Then this, if you take capital V as recoil velocity and small v as the velocity of this emitted particle, then the momentum of this daughter nucleus is mdv plus momentum of this emitted particle is mv, like this, small m, small v. Okay. Or we can, if you convenience, you can take this capital M. Okay. Total momentum after emission, total momentum before emission. So that we get the total velocity, this velocity is v is equal to minus mv by capital M. This is, you have to remember. So here minus sign indicates that it is recoil. That means back, opposite to this emitted particle direction. So in problems, if you say recoil velocity, then you have to remove this minus. If you simply say velocity of this daughter nuclei, means you have to mention minus sign. Or if you say recoil velocity, means simply mv by m. Recoil means opposite to this direction. Okay. Now similarly, to find the Q values or kinetic energy of the emitted particles. And second one, we have to calculate from Q value. Suppose in a nuclear reaction like X, A, Z, it changes as Y, Z minus 2, A minus 4 plus He24 plus amount of energy Q. Suppose this is the nuclear reaction of an alpha emission, alpha particle emission. Okay, now to find this Q value, what is the Q value means? How we can find this Q value is mass defect. That means mass of this particle and sum of the mass of these two. There will be a difference in the mass of these two, and that difference you can calculate by that we calculate as mass defect, and we multiply with c square, or simply mass defect into 931 gives this Q value. Okay. So Q value can be written as mass of this one. So mass means I will write in this form, mass of X minus mass of Y minus mass of alpha particle. This is the mass defect. Mass of, or we can write minus sign and anything, okay. Okay, this is the mass defect multiplied by c square. That is the Q value, or directly we can write mass of X minus mass of Y minus mass of alpha particle into 931 million electron volt. We directly find out this, provided if these X masses are in AMU, we can directly get this value. Okay. Now to find the kinetic energy of alpha particle. To find the kinetic energy of alpha particle, if Q value of is given, if this Q value is given, how you can calculate the kinetic energy? Now, when an alpha particle is emitted, when an alpha particle is emitted from this nucleus, X nucleus, so this is the daughter nucleus, an alpha particle and Q value. So now we apply the same to calculate the kinetic energy of this alpha particle in terms of Q value. We take the law of conservation of momentum and law of conservation of kinetic energy. Okay, by applying those two we can. So first we apply law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum. Law of conservation of momentum. Initially this is at rest. So momentum before emission is 0. Momentum after emission is this one. So mass of y, we can take it as capital M and this as small m, and this velocity is small v and this velocity as capital V. Assume like that. Okay. Now momentum of this daughter nucleus plus momentum of the alpha particle, that equal to momentum of the parent nucleus, which is initially it is at rest, so initial momentum is 0. Now the momentum of this daughter nucleus is mv plus alpha particle is small m small v. Okay, this is one equation. So we take it as equation 1. By applying law of conservation of kinetic energy, so in this before that kinetic energy is 0, but after the emission the kinetic, this q value goes to this kinetic energy of these two. That means the energy liberated in this reaction gives kinetic energy to this daughter nuclei and this helium alpha particle. So therefore we can write q is equal to kinetic energy of y plus kinetic energy of alpha particle. So that can be written as half m v square plus half small m small v square. Okay, now from this equation we can write mv is equal to small mv. So neglecting this minus sign, but we are taking only magnitudes. Okay, mv is equal to, sorry, small m small v equal to capital M capital V. Okay, now okay, now writing this equation as half, we will write like this: small m square v square by capital M, just rearranging the terms, plus half mv square. But mv square is equal to, here it is, so we can write this as half m square v square value is m square v square is equal to small m square small v square. That's why we have neglected negative sign. Okay, so small m square small v square by capital M plus half mv square. Now taking half mv square term common, q is equal to half mv square into, here 1m is there, so m square small m square by capital M. So small m by capital M plus 1. Okay, so this is half mv square. What is half mv square? This is the kinetic energy of the alpha particle. So Ke of alpha particle into, this can be written as small m plus capital M by capital M. Therefore kinetic energy of the alpha particle is q into capital M by capital M plus small m. Okay, now what we got is kinetic energy of alpha particle is q into capital M by capital M plus small m. Okay, this we have got this one. Now replacing these masses by mass numbers, because mass of the nucleus, mass of the atom, whatever it is, mass of that is approximately equal to the mass number, because the electron mass is negligible. So we can take this atom mass of this atom is equal to mass number. So we just replace this mass by mass numbers. Then this is Q into, so mass number of, what is the M? Capital M is the mass of the daughter nuclei, that is mass number is A minus 4. So A minus 4 by A minus 4 plus mass number of this helium nucleus is 4. So 4. So this will get cancelled. So that is Q into A minus 4 by A. So the kinetic energy of alpha particle in terms of the Q value is given as Q into A minus 4 by A. So you remember this formula if you come across any problem like this. Now, some simple problems based on alpha, beta, gamma decays and displacement law. As you know, whenever an alpha particle emission, for alpha particle emission we get y as A minus 4, z minus 2. For beta particle emission we get y A z plus 1. This we know. So if any problems based on this, so simple problems are based on this, so we will solve some model on that one. So take the first one as uranium 92 238 first emit an alpha particle, first emits an alpha particle, then a beta particle, then a beta particle, the resultant nuclei has mass number A and atomic number Z. Find A and Z. So U92 238 first emits alpha particle, then a beta particle, then the resultant nuclei has a mass number A and atomic number Z. Find A and Z. So how we can find is, this is uranium 238 92. As given it as first alpha decay, so minus alpha, just for notification. Alpha decay, that's why we are indicating, or we can write minus alpha like this. Okay, minus alpha, we get a nuclei X. Okay, so whose mass number and atomic number changes by 4 units. So this changes by 234 and this changes to 90. So uranium, okay. Now this nuclei, a beta particle is emitted. So from this nuclei minus beta means another nuclei Y is formed, and that there is no change in mass number for beta decay, but atomic number increases by 1 unit, so 91. So final A and Z are, A is 234 and Z is 91. You remember that beta particle means you have to consider beta minus unless it is mentioned. Now the second one. Second one, in a nuclear reaction, given as X, (70 to 180) gives Y, which gives Z, which gives A, which gives P. In this it is minus alpha, in this minus beta, in this minus alpha, in this minus gamma. So, atomic and mass numbers of P. Okay. Now this is the given reaction, and the final product is P. So we have to calculate the atomic number of P and mass number and atomic number of P. How we can calculate like this? So given it is first alpha decay, beta decay, gamma decay, and alpha decay and gamma decay. So starting from here, 180, X 180, 72. So minus alpha means alpha decay. So when alpha decay, alpha emission, mass number changes by 4 units. That means it is 176. 180 minus 4. And mass atomic number decreases by 2 units. That is 70. So we get Y as this one, 176 and 70. Now from this minus beta, a beta decay. For beta decay there is no change in mass number, but atomic number increases by 1 unit. So what is this Z? For Z we have to write 176 and 71. Now this leads again an alpha decay. So again alpha decay means mass number changes by 4, 172, and atomic number decreases by 2 units. So 71 minus 2, 69. So 69A, like this. A got 172 and 69. Again gamma decay. For gamma decay there is no change in atomic number, there is no change in mass number. So it is P is 172, 69. So the atomic and mass numbers of P are P, Z is 69, A is 172. Now a third one. A nucleus undergoes alpha decay according to this equation, X 92A, Y Z 230, 228 plus alpha. Find A and Z. This is simple one. This is as alpha decay, simple one. So we have to calculate like this. Actually this 228 is A minus 4. For alpha decay, A minus 4 is 228. So this is equal to A minus 4. That is A is equal to 228 plus 4. That is 232. And in this Z is 92 minus 2. So 90. So these are the values. Now the fourth one. In uranium radioactive series, the initial nucleus is uranium 238-92 and the final nucleus is Pb 206-82. When uranium nucleus decays to lead, the number of alpha and beta particles emitted are okay. The question is, the uranium radioactive series, the initial nucleus is uranium 238-92 and the final nucleus is lead 82-206. When uranium nucleus decays to lead, the number of alpha particles emitted, number of alpha and beta particles emitted are. So the first equation is given. We have uranium 92-238. This changes to lead 206-82. Now we have to calculate the number of alpha particles and number of beta particles that are decayed from this uranium nucleus, so that this particular nucleus is formed. How we can solve this problem? Okay. Now assume that let number of alpha decays, let assume that number of alpha decays is equal to x. and similarly number of beta decays as y. Okay, number of alpha decays is x, number of beta decays is y. Okay, now if we consider alpha decay, there is only for alpha decay there is a change in mass number and atomic number. For beta decay there is no change in atomic number, sorry, mass number, there is change only in atomic number. So as there is no change of mass number for beta decay, so we first consider about alpha decay. So here the change in mass number is 238 to 206. That means 238 minus 206. This equal to, actually for one alpha decay there is a decrease of 4 mass number, 4 units of mass number. So as we have x number of alpha decays, so total decrease in mass number is 4x. So this decrease is equal to 4x. Okay. So as there is no change of mass number for beta decay, we only consider alpha decay. For alpha decay, each alpha decay there is a decrease of 4 units of mass number. So from this equation the decrease in mass number is 238 to 236, that is equal to 4 times the 4 units that of number of alpha decays. So from this equation we can write 32 is equal to 4x, implies x equal to 8. So while converting from U238 to PB206, 8 alpha particles are emitted from this nucleus. Okay. Now what about beta decay? For beta decay there is a change in both, for beta decay and alpha decay there is a change of atomic number. So suppose if we consider decrease, for alpha decay there is a decrease of 2 units of atomic number, for beta decay there is an increase of 1 unit of atomic number. So if we consider decrease as here from 92 to 82 there is a decrease, so we consider decrease. So 92 minus 82 is equal to, so how many as for one alpha decay 2 units of atomic number changes. Already we have number of alpha as x, so we have to take it as 2x. Okay. Actually for beta decay we have to increase the atomic number, but we are considering decreasing numbers, so we have to take it as minus y. Okay. We are plus value as decreasing, so minus value is increasing, because we are taking 2x as decrease in value. So this is 2x minus y. So 2x minus y is equal to 10. So already we got x as 8. So 2 into 16 minus y is equal to 10. Sorry, 2 into 8. So 16 minus 10 equal to y. That is 6 equal to y. So by convert in the radioactive series, for the conversion of uranium 238 to lead 206, there are 8 alpha particles and 6 beta particles are emitted. Okay, this is the answer. Sharp.